Hi, I'm Katie Ardington. Thank you for joining us tonight for your Curated by Becta Big Night In. It's our sixth edition, and this meal is going from October 14th to November 6th. So again, thank you so much for having us be a part of your evening tonight. I decided to give Steve the night off, so this is my first time demonstrating going through this meal with you. So hopefully I do a good job and be patient. So we are going to start with your wild boar belly. Super exciting. It's already confit. I already preheated my oven to 450 degrees, and then I put in the belly for about 12 minutes, flipped it for about 3 minutes more. So I just turned off the oven, and now I'm just going to saute some of the white beans, kale, and pickled beets. A little bit of canola oil, grapeseed oil, something that can handle high heat. You really want to get a nice, not like a sear, but good amount of sear on those beans. Add those to the pan, nice and warm. Salt and pepper. Perfect. And while the vegetables are warming up and the belly is done, also warm up your cauliflower puree. I just have a small pot here. You want to make sure that you're stirring it pretty a lot throughout the whole time. You don't want to get scorched. Nice and creamy, really, really good stuff. And I'll show you that belly. There we go. When in the instructions it says start it off fat side down, you're gonna get a nice good rendering on that side, and then just flipping it over to finish it on the other, nice and hot all the way through. Delicious. So with the belly, you're gonna have a delicious Gewürztraminer from Cave Spring. So Cave Spring is in Niagara. This is a nice off-dry, luscious, a little creamy, that has those, what do you say, like honeycomb, a little bit of rose water, like orange blossom, a little bit of ginger too. So it's going to cut through that belly, but then really act nicely with the pickled beets. And then the salsa verde that's going with this too. It has some herbaceousness to it, a little bit of citrus. It's going to go really nicely with it. So warm up your beans, and then you want to add your pickled beets. At this point, add a tablespoon of unsalted butter per person. Let the butter melt through for a couple minutes, and then you're going to wilt that kale. Again, a little bit more salt and pepper. The pork belly is a little saltier, because we cure it and then confit it. So don't go too heavy on your seasoning, especially with your green vegetables, because the chlorophyll will tend to pick up the salt. So here the kale kind of crackle a little bit. That's normal. This means it's starting to wilt. Okay. Do a little bit of plating now for your first course. And please do this course, sit down, enjoy it, then come back, do your main course. Really relax. It's your big night in. You want to really enjoy it. Do a little bit of the cauliflower puree on the bottom. Do a nice little circle. think that was about 4 minutes or so. Get our pan for the next course. Put our kale down first. This is a perfect fall dish. Those white beans are going to have a little bit of nuttiness to them. They always get a nice sear when you add butter to the pan. There we go. Delicious belly. Just kind of put those off, right kind of in the middle and a little nest there. Perfect. And then the salsa verde, one of my favorite sauces. It's good with any protein, fish, meat, delightful. There you go. All right, everyone, there's your first course. You have your cauliflower puree, pickled beets, kale, nice crunchy white beans, your confit boar belly. Really good stuff. And it's going to go so great with it over sugar. Awesome. Okay. So I won't keep you here for too long. I'm going to go right into mid-course. So I hope that you're sitting down and relaxing right now. So make sure that you took out all of your ingredients for this course about 30 minutes beforehand. You really want to temper the bison ribeye. So I've had a pan going just for a couple minutes. If you have a cast iron, it's much preferred for meat. I think it really adds to the flavor, and I've had this one for years, and I think that's part of it too. So when you took your ribeye out of your sous vide bag, make sure you pat it dry. You want to make sure that you get any of that, not purge, but any liquid that may have come out. So we already cooked the ribeye for about an hour at, I think it was, 57 degrees. So already about rare. We want to just kind of sear it to get that flavor all the way through. So a fair amount of fresh pepper and salt on both sides. Bison is delightful. Obviously, ribeye is one of my favorite cuts, and you gotta feel good about bison. It's just that much leaner than beef, so it's a nice alternative, but it has that much more flavor to it. So you want a nice hot pan, a little bit of oil. I would put on your exhaust fan. Mine is really loud at home, so I'm gonna spare you guys that and open the window so you can hear me. You want to get about 2 minutes on each side. And while that's happening, I'm also warming up the sauce, the sauce diablo. So that's like a brown sauce with a little bit of heat to it, and then the sweet potato puree. I also have a pan that's been warming up for the veggies. I apologize for my very musical oven. Came with the house, but it likes to sing when it's ready. So with this course, we have the Lotus Cab Sauce. So from California, this one is a 2018, and you have that classic cassis, red fruit, lots of plum. It actually has a little bit of smokiness too, and some vanilla. So the smokiness, the red fruit, they go great with the beef. Also the oyster mushrooms And it's not going to battle too much with a little bit of heat that's in the sauce. I'm going to get that nice hard sear. Again, keeping with that sweet potato puree. Same with the cauliflower puree. You want to make sure that you're stirring it while you're warming it up. You don't want to squish your puree. We're just going to add our guerlain. Love this vegetable. It has a nice mild broccoli bok choy flavor. I find it's great with beef, especially. It's fun. Season that as well. I'm going to turn it down a little bit once it starts to cook a bit. Then we're going to add our oyster mushrooms. You guys have some lovely pearl oyster mushrooms in your kit. Okay. Let that saute for maybe another 2 minutes or so, and then we're going to add a little bit of butter. And now it's time to add some butter to our beef. Again, about a tablespoon or more per person. This is one of my favorite things to do. My favorite expressions is that we give our meat a butter bath. So kind of push it up to the top, grab that, and then push it back over the meat. And we're just letting the butter dip over it. We're giving it a nice bath. It's a beautiful steak. And then our mushrooms kind of have some color on it now, so now I'll add a little bit of butter there too. And I like to season it again once the butter is kind of getting tossed throughout it. And turn back heat. Steak's looking amazing. Now, a very, very important step is letting the steak rest. Turn out the heat. We're going to let that simmer a little bit. Get our sauce diablo warmed up too. It's off to the side there. I'm actually going to plate the dessert for you guys while our steak is resting. This is a pretty exciting dessert. We have our banoffee pie. So you have a dulce de leche, so like a caramelized milk, like a milk jam. You'll have your tart shell, bananas inside, the caramel and the dulce inside of it as well. These beautiful guys. Just right in the center of the plate. And then just some whipped cream. Classic. We didn't sweeten this very much at all because the tart itself is very, very sweet. So I'll cut through it a little bit. Have a nice little spoon. You can just dollop it on top. I might try to attempt a little quenelle. Can't help myself. Feel free to use up your entire container as well. Okay, now that our dessert is plated and our steaks have rested, we're going to plate that. So we have our sweet potato puree. Some creamy, do a nice little circle. Yes. Go. And then our beautiful steaks. Smell amazing. I'm going to put our veggies on top. Make sure you eat your vegetables. Nice and crunchy, the earthy mushrooms. It's a great dish. It's going to go so good with the Cabernet. Everything on top. And then all that sauce. Just pour it over everything. Go. We have our bison ribeye, sweet potato puree, oyster mushrooms, and gummy. All right, guys, enjoy. Thank you so much for participating in and supporting our curated program. So happy that I was able to show you guys this tonight, and please enjoy and have a lovely evening. Thanks.